Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about us for a minute here. We often hear the news does not look like the place where we live. It's not diverse, and it's too often too negative. Some people tell us they skip watching us entirely to avoid feeling overwhelmed. So what can we do to change things? This program is one thing. This week, our Ryan Jenkins is going 360. He's in search of some different perspectives on why people are turning us off.
For some people, local news offers a critical source of information. For others, reports of illness and crime are traumatizing. So we're going 360, talking to industry experts and to a psychologist on why balance and representation matter in local news. And we also talk to Milwaukeeans who avoid local newscasts and to those who call themselves loyal viewers. That's where we start.
The local news tells you, gives you the information you need to live your life. I mean, quite literally.
Jim GALEZEWSKI watches local news every day, following updates about crime, COVID-19, and keeping tabs on our elected officials. Rebecca BURRELL also watches, but sees something different.
Representation matters, especially when you are Black, you've grown up in a colonized country.
She's an activist, and she wants to see local news do a better job at showing the good happening all around us.
I definitely appreciate being able to highlight our community for not only the negative things that happen, but also the positive things that happen.
Dr. Anna Garner researches and teaches journalism at Marquette University. She says a lack of balance and representation can send an unintended message.
And the problem is that those kinds of stories focus on the few bad apples or the few bad incidences when there are a whole group of people out there who are living their lives. They're working every day. They're trying to do good things for the communities and themselves. And none of that matters and none of that gets attention.
Chantel Riley says local news lacks compassion.
It was constantly like re-traumatizing me.
She lost her son to gun violence a few years ago and says the negativity in the news led her to eventually turn it off for good.
I originally stopped watching the news, like I said I was done, when I started noticing how we were reporting the COVID cases and deaths. It just felt like they were reporting them like sports stats.
Mark ZOROMSKI, past president of the Milwaukee Press Club, agrees intentional balance is needed.
I think the audience understands that I'm watching a newscast because I want to find out about the news. But who can blame them for saying, all you're giving me is crime news, so I'm so depressed by the end of it, I don't want to watch news anymore.
It's why psychologist Shyla Margain with UW Health says positive community-focused stories can really have an impact.
When we see those positive stories, there's representation of what's possible, so we can see ourselves in that person's shoes, or it could open up new possibilities, or we might just be inspired to take action.
A call for balance, positivity, and representation that's not going unheard by us here at TMJ4 News. Reporting in Milwaukee, I'm Ryan Jenkins.
That's exactly why we are doing what we are doing here on Milwaukee Tonight.
That's right, Steve. And that's what's so great about this, because we are showcasing what works in this city.
There's a lot that works here, so we do need to tell people about that too.
There is, and we're